Every JavaScript project uses the DOM, but most developers know only one method. Let's fix that. Want to build projects like to-do apps, weather apps, or games? Then you need these 7 DOM methods. By the end of this video, you'll know getElementById.
Still confused about getElementById? Let's understand it in just 30 seconds. Imagine you have an HTML element with an ID called title. In JavaScript, we can access it using document dot. getElementById title. Think of the ID as a person's Aadhaar number. It's unique. JavaScript searches the entire page, finds that unique element, and gives you access to it. Now you can change its text, color, style, or even add events, like title.innerText equals welcome. It modify the script by accessing the element ID from the HTML. Remember, one ID should be used for only one element. That's how getElementById works. Follow for the
querySelector.
Still using getElementById for everything? Here's one JavaScript method that can replace almost all your element selection. Query. Selector selects the first element that matches a CSS selector. That means you can target an ID, a class, or even a tag using the same method. Selecting an ID is simple. Document.query, selector #title. Selecting a class, document.query, selector.btn. Selecting a tag, document.query, selector p. The important thing to remember is that it always returns only the first matching element. If there are 5 buttons, you'll only get the first one. If you want all matching elements, use querySelectorAll. It returns a collection that you can loop through. Now you know why querySelector is one of the most useful DOM methods. Follow code and _tech because tomorrow I'll explain querySelectorAll in just 1 minute. Why is your JavaScript changing only one button instead of all of them? Here's the mistake almost every beginner makes. The problem is you're probably using an ID. IDs are unique. But if multiple elements share the same class, you need getElementsByClassName. Imagine you have 3 buttons, and all of them have the class name btn. This doesn't return one element. It returns a collection containing all matching elements. Now we loop through the collection and update every button at once. Remember this shortcut. ID equals one element class. Equals multiple elements follow code and tech because tomorrow
addEventListener.
Ever wondered how a button actually knows you've clicked it? It's not magic. It's one JavaScript method called addEventListener. The addEventListener method waits for an event like a click and then runs a function.
In my to-do list project, I used addEventListener to detect user actions. First, I selected the add button and attached a click event. Add btn.addEventListener click function. This means the function inside will only run when the user clicks the add button. When the button is clicked, JavaScript reads the input value, creates a new list item, creates a delete button, and adds both to the task list. I also used another addEventListener for the delete button. When you click delete, it removes that specific task from the list. Finally, I added one more event listener to the clear button, which removes all tasks at once. addEventListener makes your website interactive. Without it, buttons are just design. They don't do anything. Can you tell me how many addEventListener methods are used in this project? Comment below. createElement. Can you guess how is this delete button created every time you add a new task? Let's find out. Every time I add a task, JavaScript creates a brand new button automatically. This line creates a brand new button element. Notice that the button doesn't exist in the HTML file. JavaScript creates it dynamically whenever the add button is clicked. Now the button exists, but it's empty. Using text content, we add the text delete so users can actually see what the button does. The button is created, but it's still floating in memory. It isn't visible on the web page. A pen child places the button inside the current list item, which is why every task gets its own delete button. This code works, but is there a better way to handle the delete button click? If yes, what is it? Instead of adding an addEventListener, 7 DOM methods every JavaScript developer should know. If this saved you time, subscribe because every week I upload practical JavaScript and MERN tutorials that help you become a better developer.